trees aren't moving too much. As far as I can see, there isn't a windsock here at Richmond to give us an indication as to what it is doing. But as I read out on the forecast before, there will be some light sea breezes that pick up in the afternoon. I don't think that's going to play any effect on either end of the ground. I think we'll just see a ripping contest, as you mentioned earlier, perfect for the big forwards to impose themselves on the game.
And just going on with that, Matthew Bode and Josh Carr out there for Glenelg. Everyone's talking about Bode and Carr a bit like they're the new recruits. Josh Carr and Matthew Bode, believe it or not, are the only remaining Glenelg players from the 90s. They both played in that 1999 fateful first semi-final against John Nankiville's Norwood. They were both there for Glenelg that day, and along with guys like Chad Corns was playing for Glenelg that day. So Carr and Bode both were there in 1999 for the Tigers.
Guys, just quickly as well, I'll be able to give some AFL updates throughout the afternoon. And somewhat of a surprise, guys. We are, 27 minutes into the first quarter over at the MCG, and it is Melbourne 4-5-29 leading Collingwood 2-2-14. So somewhat of an upset on the cards there, perhaps.
That is unbelievable.
Well,
early days, no doubt.
As a sometime Melbourne supporter, that's reasonably pleasing, but I don't know how long it's going to hold, guys. As we're underway here at City Mazda Stadium, first quarter of your round 2 action on Life FM, and the umpire bounces a footy down. Cranston comes through, gets over the top of Alobi there. Coming through hard was Allen. His handball didn't find the target. The big man Alobi goes in, does some roving. Handball was a bit hot, but it works out nicely now through Ezard for the Bloods, who squares up and does nicely to Fisher at right half back and chips into the middle of the ground. And West Adelaide can have some run. Player playing on probably didn't really need to. The ball spills free, opens the door for the Bays, and here's a chance for Tenace, the former Geelong player. Grandstand side centre wing. Little grubber kick wasn't great. It was picked up there by Ben Kane with the long locks flowing. Went towards his teammate there in Meyer. He was dispossessed. Ball comes in the direction of Bronick Davies. At centre half forward, gets a little kick inside 50, and he's been fouled unfairly, according to the umpire. No, he's been pinged holding the ball, pardon me. Couldn't quite get the signals going there. It was very hot, and Glenelg to half back, and they can come away now through Ben Kane.
Ben Kane's been caught holding the ball in this contest, so Pettigrew moves it on quickly inside the forward 50. No one to in particular. The Glenelg player have some numbers back there. That's Tenace, comes to left half back, and the mark's being taken by Murphy as he moves it on quickly. Good mark taken by Ruwald out on the lead in front of Green. So we have it on the members' side in front of the grandstand. Ruwald as he kicks up towards centre wing. Good mark taken just inside the boundary line by Kirkby. We've got a few West Adelaide supporters disputing that as he moves it on. Chip kick finds Carr. He hooks it across the body, looking for Grimer over the top. Terrific mark taken. Plays on to Bode, who runs inside the 50 and misses out to the right. So the first score to the Glenelg side, one behind only. West Adelaide yet to score. 2 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Gee, that's one of the best marks we've seen. But that is, Grimer does that every week. So you come to the footy, watch Todd Grimer, and he'll do that week in, week out.
It's an excitement machine, there's no doubt about it. Bricknell for West Adelaide brings the footy back into play. They managed to trap it at their defensive 50. Care involved there. The kick now towards the outer side half back, out of bounds on the full. The free kick will come down here and go to Kellogg for the Bays in front of the bouncing castle. Left half forward for Glenelg. They have that 1 point to Matthew Bode, as Michael Philippou told you. The kick from Kellogg, looking for the lead of Grimer and finding him on the arc of 50. Gets the handball off involving Ben Kane. He kicks long to the top of the square. Kirkby there, coming through from the back. West Adelaide have the numbers. Handball over the top finds Burse at defensive 50 for the Bloods. He handballs long and strong towards half-back where Munn has made some space, and he's got the run here of Big Willis. He marks left half forward, handballs over the top to Pettigrew, hits 50 and kicks a magnificent goal for West Adelaide. Well, the big men were on show there. Willis with the agility, getting the pass away to Pettigrew, touch touch of pace from the power defender, West Adelaide forward today. 1 straight 6 with his accurate kick. Bayes one behind, 3 minutes gone first term. Dan Frangos.
Oh, great call, John, and that's probably the one guy that slipped under the guard today. We've spoke a lot about Harding and Seller, of course, going off, and Josh Carr playing for Glenelg, but Pettigrew, he's been a power regular for the last 3 or 4 years, suddenly finds himself out of the Port Adelaide side, and well, that's a pretty dangerous player to have roaming around for the Bloods today.
So we're back in the middle of the ground. Cranston gets the palm down. West Adelaide have some numbers. Mundy's on top of the football, as does Davies. And the Glenelg player on top of him in Allen. So the umpire calls a restart in the middle of the ground. West Adelaide have drawn first blood. 1 straight 6. Glenelg 1 behind as Lobie taps it down to the advantage of Murphy for Glenelg, and he's been wrapped up. So we're still in the middle of the ground. Then we saw the key captain for West Adelaide go down. He's just got back up to his feet, has Ferguson. As play goes on, Schmidt dives on top of the football. Allen's in there for Glenelg. And the umpire now blows the whistle. Dan.
Just a few tactical moves. Lachlan Button is lining up in the goal square for Glenelg, and 1 out at full forward. Grimer and Kirkby more up the ground as almost roaming centre-half forwards.
So there we are away again in the middle. This time it's West Adelaide. Fish has been caught by Ruwal, but play on, says the umpire. Piasanti grubbers the ball forward by way of the left foot. Now it's Tenace. Hand pass comes backwards, and Glenelg will clear through Kellogg to centre wing.
The fist down from the West defenders, lands in the direction of Burst, who picked it up. He's got a few touches early, gives across to Willett. Handball comes out, Glenelg applying the pressure, and it's Murphy doing well for the Bays. And Kane, that's Ben Kane, marking it defensive 50 for Glenelg. He's grown their hair long again. He and brother Chris had long, Ben had short last year. They've both got long now, I believe. His kick is a beautiful one, though. It's landed right on the chest of his Glenelg teammate, who's managed to get the handball away. Now coming through to lend some support there was big. That was Mills originally, came through to big Kirkby, and now Panozzo getting involved, and the kick is a nice one onto the chest of Ruwal. His kick not so good, bouncing football, trying to get in there and pick it up. The Bays players on hands and knees, Munn for West Adelaide. Handball shoveled out by Green. Bays fans want to throw, nothing doing. Allen in the blue boots, can he pick it up? He can now. Gets the handball off in the Kellogg in the Graham direction, should I say. Little give from Carr. Handballs are plenty from the Bays, not going very far. And there'll be a stalemate there, centre-half forward. The umpire continuing to let play go, which is good to see. Ezard's got it. Opposition players have got him, and there'll be a ball up centre-half forward for the Bays. They're 1 behind, West Adelaide 1 straight. It'll be Lobie and Cranston in the ruck. Lobie wins it down, only as far as the blood. Smith, who gives it off to Green. He's well tackled by Ruwal, holding the ball to Paul. The Bays take the advantage at centre-half forward through Carr. His kick into the forward line, fisted down. West Adelaide have the numbers. It's Fisher at the bottom of the pack. Handball's out looking for Bricknell, tight on the line in the right back pocket. They work it nicely. Kerr in the goal square, under pressure. Handball to Fisher, tackled, holding the ball, is it? Ball, well, the umpire says no. We'll watch, and we'll continue to watch. And there'll be a ball up at the top of the goal square for the Bays.
I'll tell you what, yeah, that certainly could have been called holding the ball. Umpire decided to let it go, and a ball up.
Top of the square. The palm down comes from Button. West Adelaide first man in there. Here's Davies. This kick across the body from the Glenelg player has hit the post. In fact, on that occasion, it was Kirkby. So Glenelg move on to 2 behinds. West Adelaide 1 straight 6. 7 minutes have gone in the first term as West Adelaide bring the ball back into play. Green on the outer side. He's got a loose man in Willits, who's made some space. He looks inboard. Oh, poor kick over the top of his head has put his teammate under pressure. Rudolph shovels out the hand pass to Panozzo, who's been brought to ground by Schmidt.
Guys, just a quick change for the Bloods. Looked as though Bronick Davies came off for a bit of a rest, and young Filkey on for his first run.
So we're still in the middle of the ground. Cranston versus Lobie. Lobie wins out. Cranston dives onto the football. Now he shovels it forward. Ruwalt tries to soccer it forward. Ezard gets out a hand pass. Now off to Kerr, who kicks it across his body. Goes back with the flight, does Murphy. Picks it up on the half volley. Brought to ground by Pettigrew. And Glenelg will clear through Kellogg as he gets out the hand pass to the young Bradley. And he comes backwards to Kellogg. So we're on left half back on the outer side for the Glenelg side. As Kellogg waits, now pops it up towards half forward. looking there for Ruwalt, but it's been fisted away from that player by Fisher, and it will be a throw-in on the outer side.
Tell you what, guys, the crowd has certainly built up in the last few minutes. I reckon one of the bigger Saturday afternoon crowds we've had here for a long, long time.
Left half forward for the Bays. They're two behinds. West Adelaide, one straight kick. Ezard has it. Tackled, dispossessed. Caruso was good. Got involved. Care now with the football. They work it out nicely. And they can find some run from Bricknell at defensive 50. His kick finds Filkey between left half back, grandstand side, centre wing. Chip short to Caruso, right on the edge of grandstand centre wing. He kicks inside 50, but getting up and taking a good mark was Mills. No, spoiled at the last second, but he has time to recover. Gives it towards Kellogg, whose kick is wonderfully smothered in there by the West Adelaide player. Willett's battling hard. Glenelg had the numbers. It was Harding who did that wonderful smother. Still going the Bays. The handball out in the Yadlington direction in the back pocket. Gives it off to Mills. Now it's Bode. Right back pocket, Northern End. He shanks the kick out towards Meyer at right half back. Glenelg got out of that, but wonderful pressure from West. The kick going towards Chris Kane. Just onto the ground over his head. He has time to pick it up, though, and go for a run. How far can he run, umpire? I think he ran just as a lot of distance. Kicks inside 50. Grimer pulls down the mark. 30 out straight in front. And Todd Grimer will go back at goal with his side trailing by 4 points at the 9.5-minute mark of the second term. And it's Kirkby. In fact, they've paid it to Grimer, and Kirkby were both up. And it's in the end they've decided to go with Kirkby. So it will be Kirkby, the man who will take the kick. 30 out, slide angle. It looks pretty good off the boot. It's there. So Kirkby gets his first. Up in a pack of players taking a wonderful mark and slotting the goal. Glenelg hit the front there. 1-2-8. West Adelaide, 1 straight 6. Daniel Frangos.
Yeah, just those big tools we spoke about before the game. Grimer, Kirkby, Lockie Buttons up there as well. And on a day like this, for strong marking forwards, that'll suit Glenelg well today. Perhaps West Adelaide later in the game, they may throw Pettigrew into defence, an experienced AFL defender.
So Kirkby kicks his first for the afternoon. As we're back in the middle of the ground and the umpire's blown a whistle, Glenelg players run in. So Lobie gets out a hand pass to Ezard. Short pass is good, where Filkey receives the mark and kicks inside the forward 50, top of the square. Bennett from behind. Does he complete the mark? No. Plays on. Tries to turn around on the left boot. In fact, it was Pettigrew, and he's missed out to the left. So that's a behind to West Adelaide. They move on to 1-1-7, trailing Glenelg 1-2-8. 11 minutes are being played in the first term as Glenelg will now bring the ball back into play.
Quick update from Woodville Oval, guys. 5 minutes into the first quarter. Eagles on the board early. Eagles 1 straight goal. Port Adelaide yet to score.
As the Bays come out towards the defensive 50, grandstand side, half-back right, marked there by Ben Kane. He's going to chip back to his brother Chris. We can tell them apart because Chris has a nice little ginger beard he's been sprouting. He kicks across towards defensive 50. Meyer there, knocked away from him by Pettigrew. Good work by the big man. Ball close to the line, out of bounds. Right forward pocket for the Bloods. Pettigrew putting the body on the line, keeping it in the forward 50 arc for the Bloods. There, 1-1-7. Glenelg 1-2-8. 11.5 gone in this first quarter here at City Mazda Stadium. We're on 107.9 Life FM. The bounce down went straight to Bennett. He grabbed it. Now he gets the handball out in the Filkey direction. He shovels it out under pressure, only as far as Big Mills, and in the end, out of bounds. Right forward pocket, 12 gone, first term.
Just a quick ruck change for the Bloods, guys, with Travis Ronaldson coming on and Big Matthew Lobby having a break.
So it'll be Button taking on Ronaldson. We're in the forward pocket for West Adelaide. The palm down's taken off hands by Bradley as he moves onto the right boot. Now he elects the hand pass. He puts Willoughby under pressure. It's been gathered up by the player in Meyer and brought to ground. So it'll be another restart of play. 35 metres out from West Adelaide's goal. Directly in front as the umpire tosses it up. The knockdown comes out to Bode, who soccers it forward and gains 20 metres. First man onto the contest here for West Adelaide is Care. On the left boot, looking for Willits. Tries to juggle the mark, but it's been fisted out over the boundary line by Kellogg. So it'll be a throw-in 35 metres out from West Adelaide's goal.
Another quick AFL update, guys. 10 minutes into the second quarter, the Pies are coming back. It is the Melbourne side leading 29-21.
So Ronaldson fists it forward. Ezard tries to pick it up. He can't. Tenace does so for Glenelg as he kicks towards the back pocket and out over onto the full. So West Adelaide will take the relieving kick through Munn, 70 metres out. Skies it inside the forward 50. Up and under kick. Jump from behind from Willits. Can't quite juggle it and complete the mark, and a free kick's been awarded to Glenelg. So the relieving kick will be taken there by Bode, who was caught high.
Bode chips out towards his teammate Willoughby. Life of M's own Josh Willoughby does some wonderful work when he gets a chance in the special comments box. He was in the left back pocket, gave to Chris Kane, gave it back to Willoughby, who now spots up Meyer at defensive 50, right half back, grandstand side here at West Adelaide. He kicks on to the wing over the head of a couple of players. It's picked up though and run with by Nat Caruso. He kicks inside 50, bouncing ball. Panozzo there for the Bays. His handball was knocked down. Comes out in the direction of Munn at forward 50. He gives to Bronick Davies just back on the ground, looking for Nat Caruso just over his head. Has to beat two Glenelg players. Wonderful work, young Kellett, driving in and spoiling that ball, getting it off towards Chris Kane, and they come out towards Bradley, who's at left half back, out of side now for the Bays. A couple of young players getting involved, but that was great football from Kellogg as the kick from Bradley is a nice one. Spots up Murphy, who can kick long inside 50. Fisted away there from Kirkby. Goes in for a second opportunity, but it's the Bloods who have the numbers. They've got a couple to choose from, and it's Nat Caruso who takes the mark. Defensive 50. Goes for a bit of a run, then comes out here towards left half back towards Burr. So there's a very determined look on his face, the former Western Bulldog and St Kilda player. He handballs over the top to Bronick Davies, who can go for a run. He has a bounce, but a couple of players to choose from in the middle. Goes over the head of Kerr, looking for Bricknell. Had to go back and pick it up. The second opportunity was tackled high, and he'll get the free kick at right half forward. Scott Bricknell, right half forward, out of sight of the ground. The Bays by a point, 15 gone. You're on Life FM with Michael Philippo.
So Bricknell will take the free kick, right half forward. A bit unlucky on that occasion was Alex Grimer. Umpire deemed that he was caught high, but he did have the football for a fair time. Nevertheless, the West Adelaide player kicks inside the forward 50. Willett from behind doesn't take the mark. The knockdown, it's in dispute. West Adelaide run into the open goal. And that is a sensational goal there by the player in Pettigrew. Terrific crumb in the end. So West Adelaide move on to 2-1-13. Glenelg 1-2-8. It's a 5-point margin in favour of the home side, the Bloods. 15 minutes are gone in the first term, and that's Pettigrew's second.
Gee, he's been good, hasn't he? Pettigrew's not only kicked those 2 goals, but he's looked dangerous every time the ball's got near him. He's been creative up forward, and, well, at the moment, he's the difference between the two sides.
Guys, just quickly an update from Prospect. North Adelaide got off to a flyer. 2 straight goals leading Sturt 1-2.
You're on 107.9 Life FM. It's a goal-for-goal contest here. The Bloods by 5 points, 2-1-13 to 1-2-8. In the middle comes to Willoughby. Shovels it out towards Ben Kane, who can run to half forward, have a bounce for the Bays, hit 50, line up for the goal for Glenelg, and on the line the mark was dropped by the Bay player, picked up by Kerr deep in defence. He gets the handball out to Fisher, who was one of the best for West last week. He comes out to half back where Nat Caruso is waiting for the football. He kicks over the top to the wing position, getting in front and taking a good mark on that occasion was Ronaldson for West Adelaide. As Munn coming off the ground for the Bloods. Ronaldson loads up and kicks to 50. Willits trying to get front position. He did. Tapped it down, but only as far as Glenelg's button. Then he smothered his handball wonderfully well. West Willits then hoists the kick up inside the forward line. Standing there with an arm in the air. West Adelaide player couldn't take it. Smith could. Tries to do the impossible and kicks out of bounds on the full left forward pocket. Free kick to the Bays, right back pocket. 17 gone first term. West 2-1-13. Glenelg 1-2-8.
So Mills will take the relieving kick, elects the hand pass. Dribbles along the ground in front of Panozzo, but he's got plenty of time. He chips the kick on the outer side where Carr's made some space. So the Glenelg side have switched the play. Kick over the top. Willoughby takes one bounce. Now another. Waits for an option. Kicks up inside the forward 50 from behind. Kirkby, big lead. Doesn't complete the mark. It's been tapped. It's still in dispute inside Glenelg's forward 50. Good effort by Alex Grimer to keep it in dispute and hold the ball in the forward line. So the umpire will throw it up 45 metres out from Glenelg's goal.
Gee, they've got it up there quite a few times now, the Tigers, just lacking that crumbing forward that can finish off the goals at the moment.
So it's Ronaldson versus Grimer Todd. Taken cleanly by Ezard. Kicks it to the outer wing. Willett's camped underneath it. Fisted away from that player. Button gets out a hand pass for Glenelg. Kick comes towards centre-half forward. Allen diving. Nearly completes the mark. Gets up quickly. Good recovery to Kane. Short pass to Carr. Hand pass now. Still at centre-half forward for Glenelg. Trying to push the ball forward. West Adelaide have turned it over from the Tigers. Munn's under pressure. Davies under pressure. Now it's Nat Caruso. Tackled and brought to ground. Play on, says the umpire. Left half back for the Bloods. And they clear through Ronaldson up towards Pettigrew. Takes front position. Can't complete the mark. Gathers up the loose ball. Pirouettes. Turns on the left boot. Kicks up inside the forward 50. West Adelaide. Bennett collects the loose ball and has a shot for goal from 55. Massive kick, but missed out to the left. So another behind to West Adelaide. They move on to 2-2-14. Glenelg 1-2-8. 1 goal even, 19 gone first term.
Pettigrew, obviously a great start to the contest, guys, for Westies. He's just getting a spell on the bench and onto the ground is big lobby.
Well, it's exciting first term. 19 gone, as Michael Filippo told you. A goal to margin. As Panozzo brings it in, goes out towards defensive 50 for Glenelg. They can have some run through Kellogg, who kicks towards the wing. Rudolph caught behind on that occasion. Ronaldson, good for the Bloods, goes into the middle of the ground, finds Ezard. He handballs off to Smith, and West Adelaide continue moving forward. They go inside their forward 58. Willett's made some space, but coming through and taking a great mark was Meyer for the Bays. Chips it in short. And now it's a chance for Murphy to run out from defensive 50. He kicks out to the outer side wing where Ruwalt has time and space. Takes the mark. Chips short to Grimer. Left half forward, outer side wing in front of the bouncy Castle. He kicks long inside 50. West 4-on-1. Kirkley from behind nearly brought it down. Cranston offers some support. Comes the way of Bricknell for the Bloods. His kick marked just inside the boundary line by Sylvester for West Adelaide, the former Richmond player. He's got it defensive 50 for the Bloods. He chips short and finds Bricknell. 55 from his defensive goal, which is the southern end of the ground here at Richmond Oval. Scott Bricknell with the football in the white boots for the Bloods. He chips further short and finds Piacente, the veteran, in the side today. Gives back to the run of Bricknell, who comes out of defence, chips it short to Green. At centre half back, was it play on? It was play on. Allen's tackled him and the umpire says it's my ball. Well, that's an interesting one.
It's either holding the ball or a 25-metre penalty, you'd think.
Well, Green didn't seem to think he had played on, but that was the umpire's call. Cranston wins it down in the ruck. Handball shoveled out quickly towards Ruwalt. Goes looking for Kirkby. He marks. Did he? Yes, he did. He had to juggle it, but he got there, top of the goal square. Rory Kirkby will go back and line up for goal number 2. 10 metres out straight in front. Shouldn't miss from here. Should level the scores. 21-minute mark of the first term. He's kicked 1 today already. Pettigrew 2 for the Bloods. Kirkby 1 for Glenelg. He's kicked 2 now. It's even Stevens. 2-2-14 apiece. 21 gone first term. You're away 7.9 Life FM, the home of SANFL football.
Thinking about buying an investment property? Maybe you're not sure where to start, or maybe you're worried about the interest rates going up. Get all your property investment loan questions answered straight away. Talk to our friendly team at Home Loans Plus. Our lending managers have years of experience and are more than happy to help. So if you're thinking about property investment, give us a call today. Station sponsor.
8410 877 get a loan, no fuss. 8410 877 Home Loans Plus.
So it's all locked up here at City Mazda, 2-2 apiece. West Adelaide and Glenelg. As Ronaldson gets the palm down, Murphy for Glenelg shovels out a hand pass. West Adelaide have some numbers. Now Murphy trying to follow up his own play, but he's been brought to ground. And it'll be another restart of play. So we've seen significant numbers of restarts already as umpire Colin Rouston throws the ball up. Ronaldson takes front position. The palm down has seen another scrimmage and another restart.
A lot of pressure, guys, isn't it? Almost like an early final. It feels like that with the weather. We know it's only round 2, but certainly a lot of pressure out there today.
Cranston dives on after his own tap down, and it's been caught under him. Umpires letting play go on and just trying to hurry the ball out of the area, but it's been another call for a ball up.
Quick update from Woodville Oval, guys. About 15-20 minutes into the first quarter, the Eagles off to a flyer, 4-2-26, leading the Maggies, 1 straight 6.
Tenace takes it off hands, kicks it on the non-preferred side, the left boot towards Rubold. It's been fisted away from him by Green and out over the boundary line. So the umpire will throw it in on the outer side, in line with Glenelg centre-half forward position. It'll be Ronaldson versus Cranston. Ronaldson's had an impact since he's come on midway through this quarter. This time it's Cranston gets the knockdown. West Adelaide trying to follow up the ball through Schmidt, but again, the boundary line will beat that player. So it'll be another throw in on the outer side. As there's been a change, Murphy's come off and Chris Kane back on. This time Ronaldson gets the knockdown. It's a scrimmage of players, tries to charge through, does Ronaldson, but he's been brought to ground again, so it'll be another throw up.
No worries, Michael Filippo doing his best to get us moving, but not quite as the big ruckman goal at Ronaldson won it down for the Bloods. Only as far as Chris Kane, who handballed to Allen, who goes inside 50. Grimer did well with the body, but dropped the mark. Good second effort by the big man. No fires at the handball to Bode. Forward 50-yard kicks looking for Kirkby, who flies, juggles this time, not as lucky. Nat Caruso waiting at the bottom of the pack for Westie. He's got the handball off to Kerr. He was slung around. Umpire's whistle has gone. It's going back to Kerr. Obviously didn't like the way he was treated after he got rid of the ball. It's slung around in the tackle. So Daniel Kerr, a young veteran here at West Adelaide, has the ball deep in defence at the southern end of the ground. 2-2, 14 apiece. Kerr goes short into the right back pocket where Fisher has made space. He chips out towards half-back. Mark taken out there by Sylvester for West Adelaide. Kicks long down the line towards Smith, who in the process of going for that ball edged out his opponent Panozzo, who'll take the free. Left half back outer side for the Bays. 2-2-14 the score. 25 gone first term. The kick from Panozzo, not the greatest. Ben Kane will grab it on the bounce. His kick a wobbly one inside 50. Leading out was Ferguson for the Bloods in defence. Dispossessed in the tackle, Bricknell got it. He was wrapped up, tackled well, 45 out. Umpire again lets it go. Again watching closely, but he says he'll have it. Daniel Frangos on Live FM, then Michael Filippo.
Gee, they've been impressive, the West Adelaide defenders, Ferguson and the like back there. Glenelg have pumped it in there on numerous occasions. West Adelaide defending admirably.
So Bo gets out the hand pass to Kane. This is Ben, who screws it around on the right boot inside the forward 50. Allen camped under it. Takes a terrific mark, body to body, with Caruso Nat. And 45 metres out stands Caruso. So Allen assessing his options. Thinks that distance may be a problem as he points to the top of the square, and he goes that way. An up and under kick. Grimer over the top, can't complete the mark. West Adelaide have numbers. Fortunato Caruso gets it out to Green, and the siren sounds to mark the end of the first quarter here at City Mazda Stadium. It's West Adelaide 2-2-14, all locked up with Glenelg 2-2-14.
They'll check the goal scorers there for the two sides. Firstly, the home team, Michael Pettigrew has kicked both their goals, while for the Bays, Rory Kirkby has kicked their 2 goals. Daniel, battle of the key forwards in terms of goal kicking at this stage, but a very...
Who's got 6 possessions. One stat that may just be telling in the midfield in terms of clearances, guys. At the moment, West Adelaide actually leading 8-4. So something the Tigers will no doubt look at addressing in this term. Hit-outs pretty even, 12-10. Big Travis Ronaldson leading the way with 7 for the Bloods.
Well, they're the stats. Quarter-time score, as we said, 2-2-14 apiece. 2 goals to Kirkby for the Bays. For the Bloods, it's Big Pettigrew with a couple. Colin Ralston holds the ball aloft, and we're underway second term. And Cranston wins it down in the ruck, but streaming through nicely on that occasion was Filkey for the Bloods, and they can go forward, and the mark's taken by Pettigrew. 55 out from his goal. He kicks long to the goal square. Bennett there, not able to take the mark, the big man from the Riverland. The ball hits the deck, handball shoveled out by Mills. Out of bounds right forward pocket. The Bloods players had their arms in the air, appealing for an out of bounds deliberately, but the umpire says no, throw it in, Mr. Boundary Umpire. As in the ruck, It's going to be tapped down by Cranston. Glenelg trying to come through. That was Carr. Cranston goes in and does some roving. The ball spills out. West Adelaide have the numbers. Davies can't quite pick it up, though, for the Bloods. And Meyer gets a hurried kick for Glenelg out towards half-back. Grimer well away from the forward position. Couldn't take it. Sylvester could for the Bloods. He gives to Fisher, who chips to 54 or 45 from goal, should I say. Around in the right forward pocket. The mark's taken by Filkey for West Adelaide. And Aaron Filkey has a chance to line up for the first score. 70 seconds into this second term, the first score of the second quarter. He would kick this ball probably from about 45 out, tucked around near the boundary, right on the forward 50 arc. Southern end of the ground, right forward pocket. I tell you what, it's not a bad kick. It's drifted across the face and through for a behind. So the Bloods take the lead by the slenderest of margins. 90 seconds into this second term. It's West 2-3-15, Glenelg 2-2-14. Euro 107.9 Life FM. Thanks to station sponsor Home Loans Plus with Michael Filippo.
So Panozzo will take the relieving kick. He's a designated kicker for the Bays. Looking up the field, waiting for something to present. Now he goes out to the pocket, and an easy mark's taken there by teammate in Rudolph. He comes back to Panozzo. So a short pass. We're still in the defensive 50 for the Tigers across to Kellogg. West Adelaide zoning well, forcing Glenelg backwards. Short pass has been marked by Meyer from Kellogg. So still in the defensive 50, already 4 or 5 possessions as Meyer goes backwards to Panozzo. Now over the top to Murphy, or just takes the mark in front of Schmidt. Now the run's been provided on the outer side. This time it's Mills, the fullback. Short pass has been collected and marked by Carr at right half back for the Tigers, kicking to the left of your radio dial as he goes backwards to Mills. So they're gaining ever so small amount of ground to the Tigers. Inside the corridor now to Murphy, who plays on. Short pass has found Carr on the outer side. So that player moves it on quickly, runs on. In fact, this is Carr. He's 70 metres out. Turns onto his left boot. Kicks it inside the forward 50. Jump from behind by Grimer. Can't complete the mark. Comes down to the West Adelaide players where there's a number of those players looking to clear it. Filkey under pressure, goes to ground, tackled. Allen tries to barge his way through, and he does so effectively. Hand pass has been intercepted. West Adelaide go to ground. Allen on top of that player. As the umpire lets play go on, Fisher backpedals, but the umpire's pulled out a free kick.
Holding the man about 30 seconds after the incident.
Unbelievable scenes here at West Adelaide. Todd Grimer, 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. A difficult kick here for Grimer, not known for his accuracy, although last week he kicked 6 goals. As he lines up, he'll kick from about 40. On the right side for a right footer, but the kick is going to be pushed across the face. Marking contest. Fisted away, comes down now to Bode, who sharks it off hands. Kicked on the non-preferred side, but out to the right. So a behind to Glenelg. They lock it up again. It's 2-3-15. West Adelaide 2-3-15. 4 minutes gone. Second term.
And it will be the Bloods to bring it back into play. All even. A point apiece in the second term. Bricknell's kick is good. And it's Green deep in defence for the Bloods in the left back pocket, who goes out towards half back. The run here from Bronick Davies for West Adelaide. Shayna handballs ends with Harding. Played for the Power last week. He kicks towards Filkey. About 55 out from goal. He takes it on the bounce. Chips into the pocket. Caught behind Bennett. Good juice to the body on Mills. Runs to the top of the goal square. Picks up the bouncing ball. And kicks a goal for West Adelaide. Big Ryan Bennett made it look so easy. And he puts the Bloods in front. They go to 3-3-21, Glenelg 2-3-15. That is 6 minutes into the second term.
Gee, that forward line was just completely open then for Ryan Bennett, the Riverland recruit, of course, and he's giving Mills a bit of the runaround today. That's his first goal, but with Pettigrew roaming around at centre-half forward, their forward line looks a lot more dangerous at the moment than Glenelg's.
So we're back in the middle of the ground. Lovey versus Cranston. Lovey gets the palm down. Taken off hands by Murphy, but brought to ground. and the umpire will restart it.
Just to confirm those quarter time scores from Prospect guys, North Adelaide 4 straight, Sturt 2-5, 4 goals, single goal kickers for North Adelaide, all from free kicks.
So the ball towards Glenelg's left half forward. Rubold in pursuit of that. Green in pursuit of him. The ball's kept in and Tenace dribbles it along the boundary line, and now it dribbles out over that line. So the umpire will throw the ball back in 70 metres out from Glenelg's goal. West Adelaide 3-3-21. Glenelg 2-3-15. Terrific goal just kicked by Bennett. As the ball comes back into play, Cranston knocks it down towards Carr, who screws it inside the forward 50. Button tries to take the mark, fisted away from him. Sylvester's in there and brought to ground by Button, and the umpire will throw it up 40 metres out from Glenelg's goal.
Gee, the way it's going at the moment, if Kirkby doesn't mark it, Glenelg just probably need to find a second avenue to goal. They just bombing it up there. Not much structure at the moment.
So Green's been wrapped up, and it'll be another throw up. Still 40 metres out from Glenelg's goal, trying to force the ball forward. Button fists it towards their goals. Someone's been caught high in the tackle, and it's going to be a free kick to West Adelaide on this occasion. And the relieving kick will be from...
Bronick Davies will be the man. He's got it 40 from his defensive goal. He chips short and finds Ezard, right half back. Blood's leading this game by 6 points. 7 minutes gone, second term. Good mark taken at centre half back. Ezard's kick found Nat Caruso. He was leaping high to take that mark. Centre half back for the Bloods. He chips into the middle of the ground. Making space there is Munn, the veteran. And it's good to see him back playing regular senior footy after a number of injury-plagued seasons. He kicks to the leader, Big Willits. He's such an imposing figure at centre half forward. He wheels around on the right boot, kicks long to 30 from goal, off hands. Glenelg have the numbers. It's Carr. He was dispossessed. Coming out strongly with the handball was Smith. Ball bouncing around. Pettigrew there. Big man couldn't grab it. Harding could. Swung around, snap off the pack, or out of the pack, through for one behind. West Adelaide out to a 7-point lead after that Harding point. They go to 3-4-22. Glenelg 2-3-15. 8 minutes gone, second term. You're with Michael Filippo.
Pinozzo in the defensive 50. Short chip kick. It's been marked by Meyer. So Glenelg trying to clear. Kicks inside the corridor. Loose man all by himself is Allen. Oh, he went without it. He's dropped what he should have taken. Now he gathers up the loose ball. Hand pass puts Cranston under pressure. Allen mops up his own play. Handball now comes out to Rudolph, who kicks it inside the forward 50. Kirkby underneath it. Fisted away from him. Ferguson trying to gather up the loose ball. Now to Button for Glenelg. Off to Kirkby, who has a kick to the top of the square. Running back with a flight. Here's Grimer. Play on, says the umpire. Kane Chris brought to ground. And the umpire will restart play at the top of the square for Glenelg.
Guys, how do you see the Lockie Button experiment at full forward at the moment?
We'll comment shortly. Button versus Lobie, and the umpire recalls the bounce because it was errant and gave neither side an opportunity to get a clean tap down. This time he'll throw it up. Button versus Lobie. Third man up is Grimer Todd. Paddles it forward, does Ezard. Hand pass comes towards Piacenti, puts him under pressure. Kane Ben takes a fresh eye, Airy. And holding the ball, says the umpire. So good defensive pressure there by West Adelaide, and the free kick will be taken by Lobie.
I guess in the Grimer the Button situation, so they need someone up there as another marking player, I guess you would say. And if he's the one, well, then so be it. As West Adelaide off half-back through Kerr. Well, up high was Rudolph for the base. Couldn't complete the mark. At half-back they have players, though. Pinozzo got it from Mills. He comes towards this grandstand side centre wing. And now it's marked by Ben Kane, who can go for a bit of a run. What's he got on offer? He kicks inside 50 over the head of Grimer, bouncing football. And West Adelaide leading in the race there. Their skipper Ferguson, right back pocket. Little chip to defensive 50 where Munn has the ball. And he can just steady things down for West Adelaide now. Kicks to half-back right proper, where Piacenti, who I was at here on Wednesday night, testing the lines. Watched the West Adelaide boys train for about a quarter of an hour, and David was on we had the boxing gloves on, hitting the boxing pads, and gee, he was hitting them rather hard as he handballs off on this occasion to Ferguson. Back to Piacenti, still half-back right, northern end. Grandstand side, the chip kick towards this member side wing. It's marked by Big Willits. Playing against his former club. He kicks long and strong and high to about 50. Filkey 2-on-1. One of them was Cranston, who knocked it down, then picked up the bouncing ball and handballed it to Murphy, who can kick out towards left half back, where Kellogg has a hand up. Just a little high for him, but he's got support in Panozzo. Got two players he could choose from. One was Bode. His kick was smothered. Ezard picks it up under pressure, got a handball away. Coming through Adlington for Glenelg, gave to Kellogg. His high kick towards half forward for Glenelg. Coming through strongly, Ferguson. Cleared the path for Piacenzo to take the mark. He goes backwards to defensive 50, Care over his head, but Britnell can pick it up for the Bloods and go for a run. He charges through the middle of City Mazda Stadium. His kick not great. On the bounce, it's taken by Tenace for the Bays, who's got a couple in the middle. Mark taken there by Bradley for Glenelg. He chips it up and finds a teammate there at the defensive 50. It's Alex Grimer, who runs inside 50, has a bounce and kicks a goal. Well done to young Alex Grimer. First goal in SANFL football in his second game in the Caper. 2 games, 1 goal. And the Bloods have that lead cut now to just 1 point. It's West 3-4-22, Glenelg 3-3-21, 12 gone second term, Daniel Frangos.
And he had his brother Todd Grimer all on his own in the goal square, decided to go for the shot. And, well, the Grimer boys were pretty happy when that one went through. And, well, that puts Glenelg back in this contest. They trail by a point.
So Lobie jumps over the top. Cranston gets the knockdown, taken cleanly by Bode, who moves it out to Tenace. Now the kick comes up towards left half forward. Grimer, Alex, the man that kicked that last goal, tries to sprint away from Bricknell, gets out a hand pass to Willoughby. Back to Grimer, who shoots from point blank.
He's got it.
Misses, does he? We'll wait for it. We'll wait for the umpires to confer. On this angle, it looked as though he might have missed out to the right. The West Adelaide players are pleading with the umpire.
The goal umpire went a long way, didn't he, guys? He almost ran over to the point post and had to make his way back. So, still in consultation now.
It looked like a point from here, guys, but the Glenelg players are all celebrating.
I think it's going to be a point.
That's a goal! Give it a goal.
The clapping tells the story. That's a goal, and that's Alex Grimer's second in the space of 2 minutes. Glenelg move on to 4-3-27. West Adelaide 3-4-22. 13 minutes have gone in the second quarter.
Well, exciting stuff here, Daniel Frangos.
I reckon the goal umpire might have been the only one on the ground, and a few of the Glenelg players who thought that was a goal.
Well, I must admit, I had the glasses down and was looking at my budget, so I didn't see the shot, but you three are all very adamant, and I trust you all very much. So, goal to Grimer. We'll wait and see as Cranston rucks and roves, puts the ball inside 50 for the Bays, all of a sudden lead by 5 points. Ruwalt did well in the second effort, gets some space, kicks to the goals. Todd Grimer there, knocked away from him. The umpire said you can knock it away, but you can't knock him to ground while you're doing it. And Todd Grimer, well, it's the Grimer show. If it's not Alex, it's Todd. And just waiting on the confirmation. Yes, it is a free to Todd Grimer. Top of the goal square, 10 metres out. He will kick Glenelg's third goal in 3 minutes. It'll be his first for the day to Todd Grimer. The Bays, 5-3-33, West 4-3-4-22. Important 3 minutes of football. You're on 107.9 Live FM, your home of SANFL footy.
AutoPro have all the answers for on the road these holidays, like 6-litre Gulf Western High-Tech Premium 20W50 engine oil with bonus premium engine flush, just $19.99. 6-litre 12-volt car cooler warmer, a low $39.95, and get your machine looking pretty special with 400-gram Power Plus tyre and bumper shine twin pack, a low $9.95. These great holiday deals end Monday, April 5. Call 132-776 for your nearest store.
We've got all the answers, AutoPro. AutoPro.
Station sponsor.
So Glenelg move on to 5-3-33. West Adelaide 3-4-22. They picked the last 3 goals, have the Tigers out at City Mazda. The palm down. Taken off hands again by Bode. Hand pass to Willoughby. Short pass. Comes towards Panozzo, who kicks it inside the forward 50. Jump from behind is Grimer. He can't take it, Todd. Now it's out to Allen. Smothered off his boot. West Adelaide Munn, who pirouettes out of trouble, comes back to Sylvester. It's a loose ball inside the forward 50 of the Tigers. Dived on top of the football with Sylvester, and he's been caught holding the ball. lucky. He was the only man that committed himself to the contest. Kirkby on that occasion had the presence of mind not to try and rye the ball out of his hands, but in fact hold it underneath him, and from point blank, virtually 30 metres out directly in front, Rory Kirkby looking to extend Glenelg's lead. He struck it well, and that's his third. So Glenelg move on to 6-3-39. West Adelaide 3-4-22. It's out to 17 points, 16 gone in the second term.
Yeah, guys, skipper Ryan Ferguson for the Bloods having a bad patch in the last couple of minutes. He gave away that free kick against Todd Grimer in the goal square. Didn't realise Todd had spilt the mark and continued on in the tackle, hence the free kick. And then, of course, sitting on the ball there at half forward, ping for holding the ball. Kirkby kicks the goal.
Just amazing what a goal can do, isn't it, Phil? The floodgates have just opened.
Momentum
after
certainly shifted.
One goal from Alex Grimer, and suddenly 4 in 4 minutes.
It's amazing, isn't it? Daniel, we're talking about the button experiment, sticking anybody up forward for the Bays. They needed goal kickers.
Yep.
They've suddenly got about 3 of them as the handball comes out very quickly for the Bloods. And the pressure from Glenelg. West Adelaide player came through and grabbed that footy, and that was big Pettigrew. He was set upon by about 3 Tigers who held it in tight and hard, and now going to bust his way through Nat Caruso. He did so, found Pettigrew with a funny little kick. He busts through and he gets a handball out in the Fortunato Caruso direction. The little man couldn't pick it up. Piacente knocked off the ball by Adlington. Bloods fans say, what about us, son? Diving on the football, Piacente. Now Glenelg fans screaming for holding the ball. Umpire Rouston, cool as a cucumber, says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up between right half forward and the grandstand side centre wing. The Bays, 4 in 4 minutes, suddenly lead by 17 points as the tackling pressure continues. And this time on the bottom of the pack there, the West Adelaide player getting up, a hard time getting up. That's Ezard. He had a hard time getting up because Byron Murphy, well, it was like the rodeo riding, really. He had him and he wasn't letting him go. As Cranston knocked out of the ruck, Ronaldson took it, got a handball. I think went as far as Adlington for Glenelg, who gives to Cranston, and again, the Bays hit 50. Off hands, West have the Numbleton defence. Fisher dispossessed, burst there, but the free kick will come back to Fisher at right half back, who had the footy, got it out, and then taken to ground. And he will take the free, Michael Philippo, right half back for the Bloods. 18 gone second term. And it is Westies shell shock. They're 3-4-22, Glenelg 6-3-39.
So Fisher for West Adelaide has it on right half back. Kicks it up towards half forward. Webb Pettigrew's made some space. Now it's fisted away from him by Rudolph, who closed the gap. Schmidt for West Adelaide tries to keep it inside the boundary line, but he's been forced over by Canozzo and also Rudolph. So it'll be a throw in line with West Adelaide's right half forward on the members' side. It's been Glenelg in the last 15 minutes controlling it as Fortunato Caruso tries to tackle, keep the ball in. He's been tackled and brought to ground. The closing speed of Rubold on that occasion was able to tackle Caruso and bring him to ground. So it'll be another throw in. Still in front of the members. Glenelg's right half forward, Cranston versus Ronaldson. Caruso, Nat for West Adelaide. It's tackled and dispossessed. Carr, 1-2. Now out to Kane Ben, who has some room. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. Runs inside the forward 50 for the Tigers. Has a shot for goal and misses out to the right. Had a little bit more time, and that's a behind for the Tigers. They move on to 6-4-40. West Adelaide 3-4-22. 3 goals even. 19 and a half gone in the second quarter rather.
Bricknell brings it back in. Just got over the head of Murphy, but then Ferguson dropped the mark, opened the door for Murphy. He's 40 out, he chips to the top of the goal square, but Daniel Kerr takes the mark in defence for West Adelaide. Jeff at the Glenelg, all fans been noisy in these last few minutes. A 25-metre penalty against Ty Allen for running over Kerr's mark. We'll see him go to defensive 50 with the football, Daniel Kerr. He chips short where Smith, the former Brisbane Lion, takes the mark for West Adelaide. He kicks onto the outer side wing. Player there in burst, had it knocked away from him by the Bays. Willoughby, he was good with that little handball to Carr. And they work it now well with Ben Kane to Chris Kane. Runs to half forward, chips inside 50, got a player running on. That player is Murphy. He stops, steadies, goals for the Bays. 30 out on the run. Well, they sing "We're from Tigerland" at the end of the game if they win. I tell you, it's more like a tiger for me, a tiger for you at the moment, the old Sogger debates, because they're all playing in glorious unison. Glenelg, 24 points to margin. Glenelg 6-4, that is 40. 7-4, 46, should I say. West 3-4, 22, 21 gone, second term. Great teamwork, Daniel Frangos.
Guys, that's 5 goals in 9 minutes. So they are just on fire at the moment. West Adelaide have not scored.
Button versus Ronaldson. Button gets the palm down. Caruso Nat takes it off hands for West Adelaide and brought to ground by Allen. But illegally, says the umpire, was caught high in the tackle. So West Adelaide will clear. First centre clearance for a while as Caruso plays on. Kicks it up inside the forward 50, but it's all Glenelg. Rudolph takes a good defensive mark. Moves it on quickly. On the outer side to Panozzo. He's got Ruwald, who's offered a lead. Been brought to ground and bumped well by Ezard. And the umpire will come in. Restart play on the outer side.
Quick change for the base guys. Josh Carr off and youngster Andrew Bradley on.
So it's 4 goals the margin in favour of the Tigers. As Button for Glenelg gets out a hand pass to Willoughby. Now off to Ben Kane. As he moves it inside the forward 50. Good kick out in the front of Kirkby. Edges his player out. But now it goes to ground. So it's Ferguson, the captain. Good defensive play. Wins out on this occasion for West Adelaide. Gets a hand pass to Bricknell. And Bricknell tries to switch the play. Good mark taken. Terrific out in front of Murphy for West Adelaide. On this occasion, it was Davies. So West Adelaide have it in their defensive half. Comes back to the top of the square. And the mark's been taken by Sylvester. Sylvester, short pass, being gathered by Schmidt. So they haven't made any real ground. Still 20 metres out from Glenelg's goal. Short pass puts Ferguson under pressure. Davies gets out a hand pass. Comes backwards to Schmidt. Schmidt, the clearing kick for West Adelaide's been marked by Kerr. And West Adelaide have it 60 out from Glenelg's goal.
Kerr has the ball for West Adelaide, like a number of his fellow defenders. Wondering what's hit them in this last 10-minute period. He kicks towards this grandstand side wing. Up was Big Mills for the Bays. Knocked away from him by Sylvester. The ball to come back into play between left half forward and grandstand side centre wing for Glenelg. They're 7-4-46, West 3-4-22. We've gone 23 minutes thanks to station sponsor Home Loans Plus in this second term as Nat Caruso was taken high. It's going to come back here. I thought the advantage would be paid.
Holding the ball, guys.
He's been king holding the ball. Well, Button appeared to take him high. I thought he got the ball out quite all right. The umpire much closer, holding the ball the call. Button with footy, he can put Glenelg back inside 50. He does. Big fly there from Ronaldson, and he completed the mark for the Bloods, the big ruckman. Doing a good job. He's got the footy right up against the boundary line in the right back pocket at the northern end of the ground where a lot of the players been in the last 12 minutes of this contest as Ronaldson roosts the football out towards right half back. Pettigrew came through, knocked it down, only as far as the base. Kellogg, his handball went a bit wide. Harding couldn't pick it up for the Bloods. Tanase good for Glenelg, and his kicks a beauty to the lead there of Grimer, who takes the mark. And we must stress which Grimer that is. That's Todd Grimer, because we have Grimers kicking goals all day, or at both Grimers kicking goals at the moment. Todd Grimer's got it 35 out, 45-degree angle.
Gee, Kane Tanase has come from Geelong. That was almost Jimmy Bartell-like the way he went in and got that.
And Grimer's kick is straight over the goal umpire's hat. He gets his second. A wonderful goal to Todd Grimer. It's his 94th career goal. And Glenelg go out to a 30-point lead there, 8-4-52. West at 3-4-22. We've gone 25 minutes second term. The Grimers have each kicked 2 goals in this quarter, and Daniel Frangos, when West Adelaide look back at this match, win, lose or draw, this period of play is going to be a very, very worrying one for them.
Well, it's been 6 goals to 0 in about 14-15 minutes, and the Grimers have just lifted Glenelg, and Byron Murphy's running around, Josh Carr. They've got Lockie Button in the ruck now and just winning all over the ground.
So the ball's in the middle of the ground. It's Glenelg 8-4-52, West Adelaide 3-4-22, 5 goals even, 25 gone.
Just an update from Woodville, guys, 18-minute mark. Eagles 7-5-47, leading Port 2-6-18.
So it'll be another restart. There's been a number of stoppages. West Adelaide trying to shut the game down. Glenelg with a serious run on here at City Mazda as Button gets a knockdown towards Caruso. Nat for West Adelaide, and again a scrimmage, and again a restart of play, still in the middle of the ground.
And another quick update, this time from Prospect. North 8-1, leading the Double Blues 4-6. A goal to Clint Alloway, so North in control there.
On this occasion, Kane Chris gets out a hand pass to his brother Ben. Now to Panozzo, short pass on the outer side, has been marked by Tenace, who moves it on quickly off the mark for Glenelg. Kicks up towards Grimer on left half forward, but too far out in front of that player. And West Adelaide happy to see the ball out over the boundary line. So it'll be a throw in, 70 metres out from Glenelg's goal. It's been all one-way traffic since the 15-minute mark of this quarter. Glenelg kicked the last 5 goals. As the ball comes back into play, Glenelg emerge with it. Bode gets out a hand pass to Willoughby. Kicks to the top of the square. Free kick against Cranston on this occasion. It'll be taken by the captain in Ferguson. So Ferguson kicks to the outer side. Easy mark taken there by Davies, and West Adelaide have it in their defensive half. He kicks it across his body, looking for Harding. Fisted away from him by Kane. Grimer in pursuit of Harding, who wins out the loose ball. Hand pass over the top. Comes to Davies, who takes one bounce, kicks it inside the corridor. Schmidt fisted away from him. Glenelg applying pressure on West Adelaide. Piasanti dives on top of Willoughby, and it'll be a restart of play in the middle of the ground. 27 minutes have gone in the second quarter. It's Glenelg by 5 goals.
That's the win down in the ruck by Button, who's been doing well. Bode couldn't quite pick it up. Players barrelling in there for West Adelaide. One of them was Pettigrew. He started the game very nice. He kicked a couple of goals in the first term, but like a lot of Westies players, he's been silenced in the mid to latter part of this second term, with Glenelg just dominating, as Michael Philippou told you. They lead by 30 points. 28-minute mark of this second term. In fact, there is the siren for half-time. Dominant second.
Glenelg have won the last 4 at this ground, but overall, Glenelg have won the last 7 between the two sides, so they've certainly got the wood on the bloods. We all know West Adelaide have been a bottom-rung side in those 4 or 5 years, of course, but Glenelg certainly got the wood on them.
I think I was here when Glenelg started that streak. I think it was one of those 38-degree days back in 2005. Called that game, and Glenelg came from behind. Amazing, for 5 years ago. Seems a long time ago now. The team's going into position.
I reckon Kurt Tippett was playing for West at Glenelg Oval the last time West Adelaide beat Glenelg. That was April 2007.
I think you'd be right. I remember calling him. Came on very well for the Bloods in the early part of 2007. Played some very good football before doing his shoulder, of course, and since gone on to bigger and better things in the AFL.
Speaking of AFL, we've got some interested onlookers in front of us. James Seller and Jason Portleisha sitting with each other, if you don't mind.
They would have been arch rivals if they played.
They would have been arch rivals last week. Portleisha playing for West, Seller for Glenelg.
Underway in this third term, it's the Bays by 30 points. Cranston wins it down for Glenelg. Coming through nicely was Nat Caruso. His handball didn't go to anyone in particular. The umpires picked out a free kick. It's going to come back the way of Burst. Chris Kane just a bit enthusiastic in his tackle on Burst, and he will take the first free. Kicking out towards the outer side wing, Sylvester ran one way, then had to double back and take the mark for the Bloods. His kick not great, but well taken on the bounce by Pettigrew, 60 from goal. Gives the old don't argue, then tackled wonderfully well by Rudolph. It's so hard to get used to without those long flowing locks. He takes the free. Handballs to Panozzo. Gets it back in the 1-2 to Sam Rudolph. From left half back, kicks towards half forward. Up was Murphy, couldn't take it. Coming out, applying the body shot on him was young Bradley. Working well, though, the Bloods. As Piacente got the handball out to Kerr. He goes backwards to Fisher, 40 from his defensive goal. Caught, tackled. Ball spills free to Tenace. He got it from Bradley. Tenace has grubbed it, kicked towards the goal. In the end, it's Bricknell, solid in defence, taking it through for a rush behind. 31 points the Bays lead by. A minute gone third term. They're 3-5-53. West 3-4-22.
So Bricknell to kick in, comes towards the members' side where Green's loose. 50-metre pass is good. And Green moves it on to Burse. So West Adelaide has some space through Schmidt, who takes the hand pass, kicks it up towards half forward. Mark out in front of Davies. He is good. He's taken it to the chest and now looks inside the corridor. Willits moots the football, but in front of him, a terrific mark taken by Adlington and a 50-metre penalty to boot because Bennett dealt with him unkindly. So Adlington will be moved up towards the centre-half back position. Comes to the outer side where Panozzo's made some space. Hand pass over the top now to Carr. Carr for Glenelg. Kicks it over to Mills, who's run up from full back. This is unfamiliar territory. Kicks it inside the forward 50. This time Alex out on the lead. He kicked 2 goals in the last quarter. He's taken the mark 35 metres out. A kick from about 40. He's got a 45-degree angle, Dan.
And he's one of those guys who spent all of last year in the reserves, and that's what we're talking about earlier with Glenelg's depth.
So Grimer comes in. Very deliberate approach. Goal umpire does not move. So Glenelg draw first blood in the third quarter. They move on to 9-5-59. West Adelaide 3-4-22. That's Grimer's third. 3 minutes have gone in the third term.
Yeah, certainly that depth that we spoke about. Glenelg, of course, winning the reserves premiership last year and the under-18s flag as well. And, well, they had a host of omissions this year, but what people don't realise is that a lot of good players did play 2s last year that didn't get an opportunity. And when you do get an opportunity, well, they're certainly taking it at the moment.
Look, they certainly are, and Alex Grimer's been wonderful. No denying that. As Ronaldson wins it down the middle for the Bloods. 37 points the margin. It's the Bays again. Allen's handball a bit astray. Myers there to mop up at centre-half back. Knocks it back towards Allen. And now the Bays can come away towards this grandstand side. Centre wing bouncing football. Carr leads in the race for the ball. Good aggressive stuff from Piacente, making him earn the footy. And in the end, the ball out of bounds in front of the players' race. Bit of a tate-a-tate between Carr and Piacente. All above board, though. Just good, hard footballers. Cranston in the ruck against Ronaldson. The big Bay man, Cranston, wins it down. But again, West Adelaide crumbing nicely off the hand. Smith got it from his teammate, Bronick Davies. Goes inside 50. Willits got on the bounce. Snaps towards the goals. Oh, big Ryan Willits. Wonderful stuff. He lumbered after it. Took it on the bounce. Almost in slow motion. Banged it onto the boot. And puts through his first for the afternoon. And a much-needed goal for this West Adelaide team. Back to 31 points the margin. They're 4-4-28. Glenelg 9-6-59. 4 minutes gone, third term, Daniel Frangos.
Now that Willits goal there, guys, broke a run of 7 straight goals for Glenelg. So Glenelg from about the 10-minute mark of the second quarter until the 4-minute mark here of the third quarter. That is West Adelaide's first goal. Glenelg had 7 in a row.
So Cranston versus Ronaldson. Cranston gets the palm down. West Adelaide have some numbers. Burst runs into Piacente, goes to ground. The umpire's drawn out a free kick, but I think you'll find that Burst actually ran into his own player. Nevertheless, West Adelaide have it through that player, Burst, who moves around the mark, dodges around Tenace, kicked up towards Willits. Knocked down towards Caruso. Fortunato kicks it to the top of the square. Bennett's dropped what he should have marked on the goal line. In fact, had he left it, it would have been a goal. But Glenelg bring the ball back into play quickly. It's hectic and it's dribbled out over the boundary line. So it'll be a throw in 15 metres out from West Adelaide's goal.
Unbelievable, wasn't it? All on his own in the goal square. Could have let it go, as you said, Michael, and well, he dropped the mark.
Cranston gets the knockdown. Glenelg trying to clear. This is Kane. Hand pass has been intercepted. West Adelaide have numbers. But now Glenelg dispossessed them. Panozzo, loose man over the top. Here's Glenelg in Willoughby. He gets an unkind bounce, spills out to Caruso. Nat, top of the square is Pettigrew, waiting all by himself. So West Adelaide counter-punch, and Michael Pettigrew will kick from 25 metres out, almost directly in front of West Adelaide's goal. An opportunity to draw the margin back in to 24 points. And he makes no mistake. That's his third. So West Adelaide move on to 5-5-35, trailing Glenelg 9-5-59. It's a 24-point margin. 6.5 minutes have been played in the third term.
And you've got to say that Pettigrew is probably their only winner up forward today at the moment. He's kicked 3 goals and he's looked pretty dangerous every time the ball's got near him. They've probably got to get a bit more out of their other power-listed players. In Scott Harding, who only had 3 possessions to half-time, and Matty Lobe also only had 3 possessions to half-time.
2 important goals to start the third term for West Adelaide after Grimer gold, and looked like it was going to be all the bays as it had been in that second term. 24 points to margin, Glenelg still lead by, as Allen was tackled and tackled solidly by Bronick Davies, but the umpire says, we'll throw it up. Attacking side of centre, with bounce actually, it's umpire Toby Medlin bouncing it. Attacking side of centre for the Bloods. Munn, the unlikely Ruckman. Bit of aerial ping-pong. Smith over around the footy for the Bloods. Ben Kane, Chris Kane there. Ben Kane grabbed it, he was tackled. And Medlin, watching things closely, says, I'll ball it up. Back in the middle, Smith and Chris Kane having a chat. A bit of rabbit punching and false punches being thrown there. Allen taken high. He will take the free kick for the Bays. Handball's off to Ben Kane, who kicks long to centre half forward, all on his own, taking a good mark. Bradley for the Bays. 60 from goal. What's he got on offer? Caught behind there was Alex Grimer, knocked away from him to Piacente, off to Nat Caruso. He's away and running. 60 from his defensive goal, kicks to the outer side wing. Kellogg smalls Big Willits in the process. Infringes, and so Ryan Willits will take the free kick for West. Waste no time. Davies has made space. He marks 40 from goal. He can run on, have a shot for West Adelaide. And kicking it on, Brian Davies. Well, the 10-minute period of the second term, it was all the Bays. For the first 8 minutes of this third term, scratched out that Alex Grimer goal. It's been all West Adelaide, and suddenly we're at an 18-point ball game. It's West 6-5-41. The Bays now looking a bit shell-shocked. 9-5-49. 8.5 gone third term, Dan Frangos.
Gee, I tell you what, I reckon there's been 11 of the 15 goals scored at that end of the ground. So, as we spoke about before the game, not really that much of a win to speak of, but for some unknown reason, 11 goals at that end.
Ronaldson gets the palm down. Kane's caught high in the tackle. Umpire says play on. Schmidt now follows up, and Murphy brings him to ground for Glenelg. So we're still in the centre of the ground. West Adelaide have bridged the gap. It's 18 points in it in the third term as Ronaldson palms down for West Adelaide. Off to Schmidt. He can't pick it up. Tries to shovel it forward. Glenelg through Bogue. Chip kick goes towards Grimer inside the 50 for Glenelg. Can't juggle the mark. It's a loose ball, and the umpire will come in again and restart play. A little bit of body work, as we can see right now, Phil.
Yeah, you mentioned Bode in the call there, Michael. Just onto the ground for Josh Carr.
So we're 55 out from West at Glenelg's goal, as Harding tries to barge his way through the pack, and the umpire will come in again and restart play.
Make that Ty Allen, guys. Josh Carr's just out there on the ground, so Ty Allen off and Bode on.
So the umpire throws it up again. Bode tries to charge through. He's 60 out from his goal. Smothered off the boot by Caruso. Nat picks up the loose ball. Now brings it out to Fisher. His kick comes towards centre half forward. Willits body to body with Kellogg. Keeps his feet. Some insurance there. Some backup for West Adelaide. Burrs can't pick it up. Glenelg 2-3, and they win out on this occasion, and Kellogg will clear for the Glenelg side as he kicks it up towards half forward.
Trying hard there at half forward for the Glenelg side was the defender for West, Ferguson. He did well to win it out. Now he's found Piacente on the outer side wing. His kick's measured well underneath the scoreboard and finds Willett 65 from goal. Right forward pocket, northern end of the ground. He kicks long to the top of the goals. Bennett outnumbered 4-1, and the Bays numbers will win out as Pinozzo from the right back pocket squares it up towards half back where Ben Kane takes the mark for the Bays. Half back right, grandstand side here at Richmond Oval. The Bays work it nicely. It was Adlington to Tenace, and now Bradley right in the middle of City Mazda. He kicks to 50, but again Ferguson, the stumbling block for the Bays. Doing well. He handballs off to his Bloods teammate in Bricknell, who comes out towards right half back where Fisher picks up the mark. He's been infringed after he got rid of the kick, and there's a bit of a scuffle going on between he and Willoughby. The free kick will come down the field, and it will be taken for the West Adelaide side by Big Pettigrew. He launches the kick inside 50. Willett's there, bouncing ball, got a hand on it. Turns around, can he get a handball out? He goes to ground. He finally gets the handball into space. Bronick Davis kicked a wonderful goal minutes ago. Similar spot. 45 out, tucked around in the right forward pocket, got a handball out to Smith. This way, that way, goes back to Munn. 50 from goal, he sets up towards the goals. He sets up towards the goals and kicks a beauty to Munn. His first goal in today's performance, and West Adelaide bridge that gap now to just 12 points. You're on 107.9 Life FM, the home of SANFL football.
Where'd you get your truck, Dad?
CMV Trucks at 100 Port Wakefield Road, Kevin.
Why, Dad?
Because my dad and his dad bought their trucks from CMV.
Why?
Why? Because you can trust CMV. They've been around for over 75 years, and Mitsubishi Fuso trucks have a proven track record, and right now CMV have special easy finance deals so anyone can drive a Mitsubishi Fuso.
So see Big Trev and his friendly Fuso truck team at station sponsors CMV Trucks, 100 Port Wakefield Road, Cavan.
So West Adelaide have lifted a notch in the third quarter as they go forward again through Caruso, looking for Willett. He overruns the football. Glenelg trying to clear. Bode, hand pass is good. And Kellogg, it's Kane rather, he's waiting as he takes a bounce. Assesses his options, tries to slow down the play. Short pass is good. And out on the lead on this occasion is Alex Grimer, who's already kicked 3 goals in this contest. So Glenelg will go forward. Grimer's kick towards half forward has been marked well. And that's a terrific mark taken there by Ezard as he switches the play to Davies. He'll take a bounce. He's got plenty of room in front. And short kick, easy mark taken by Munn. So inside the corridor, Munn kicks it up towards centre half forward where Piacente's made some room. In the centre of the ground, just past it. Assesses his options, kicks inside the forward 50. Bennett offers the lead, but a good mark taken by Mills from behind. Bennett wanted the free kick, thought he was pushed in the back. But on this occasion, back with a flight. Terrific kick as West Adelaide play on to the top of the square. Pettigrew dropped what he should have taken, but they had some numbers. Bricknell brought to ground and paddles it out over the goal line. So that's a rush behind only. A certain goal missed there. Pettigrew dropped what he should have taken. So West Adelaide move on to 7-6-48, trailing Glenelg 9-5-59, 11-point margin in favour of the Tigers. 14 minutes have been played in the third term.
As Bode marked in the left back pocket from Pinozzo, kick in, he goes back to Pinozzo, right back pocket, northern end, he goes short to Adlington, handballs off to the run of Bradley at defensive 50, his kick's a good one. And Alex Grimer marks in the middle of City Mazda Stadium, gets it off to Tenace, searching for Carr. Good spoil though on him by Kerr, but the Bays Carr recovers first. Josh Carr towards 50. Green got a hand on it for the Bloods. Over his head came to Chris Kane. He was set upon. Ball spilt free. Piacente was good to Bricknell, who at defensive 50 can kick wide out towards the outer side wing where Fisher marks for the Bloods just inside the boundary. Outer side wing is side, trailing by 11 points. Glenelg 9-6-59. West 7-6-48. And we've gone 15 minutes in this third term as Fisher for the Bloods has spotted up Big Lobey just over his head at half forward. He can run on the big man, takes it 50 from goal, handballs over the top to Ezard. Ezard's kick, it's a 5-point ball game. West Adelaide continue it as Izzard gets his first of the day, and West Adelaide 8-6-54, Glenelg 9-5, that's 59, and we've gone 15 and a half minutes in this third term.
Well, guys, when Glenelg kicked the first goal this third quarter to lead by 6 goals, a lot of people at the ground, and myself included, thought, well, this could be a 10-goal massacre, as it was late last year. Suddenly, West Adelaide have kicked the last 5 goals, and, well, it's a goal in it.
The last 5 goals to West Adelaide bridge the gap to 5 points, but this time it'll be Glenelg who clear from the centre square. Short pass from Carr's been accepted by Willoughby, who moves it on quickly, looking for Button out on the lead, and a free kick's been awarded in fact to Grimer Alex, 55 out from Glenelg's goal. He waits, now he kicks towards centre half forward, where Cranston will take an easy mark. Looking out for a hand pass, he's got one, it's Panozzo. Comes towards half forward, does Panozzo. Short pass to Bode. Inside the 50 now, Kirkby. Out on the lead. So Glenelg an opportunity to just arrest the ascendancy which West Adelaide have been able to generate in the third quarter. It's a slight angle, a kick from about 50 metres. The distance might test him as he comes in. Rory Kirkby. He's punched it long, but missed out to the right. So a behind only to Glenelg. They move on to 9-6-60, leading West Adelaide 8-6-54. 17 minutes are being played in the third term.
One straight kick in it. Bricknell has the footy for the Bloods in the goal square. He kicks to himself and charges that into the right back pocket. Then goes out towards half back, out of sight. Not a good kick, bouncing ball. Trapped there for the Bays by Meyer. He gave to Carr, and now it's Allen chipping to 50. Did it go the required distance? It didn't, according to the umpire. He's come in with his arms crossed.
Quick update from Woodville, guys. The Magpies in front. Port Adelaide 9-8-62, leading the Eagles 8-8-56.
Oh, kick didn't go the required distance. Ball up it was. Comes the way to Carr, who on 50 launches towards the goal square. Ruwalt flies off hands. Rush through for another behind. 17 and a half gone, third term. It's the Bays, 9-7-61. West 8-6-54. Dan Frangos, then Michael Filippo.
Next goal's huge here, guys. Next goal, very big in this contest because West Adelaide have got all the momentum, but if Glenelg get one the other way, it's just going to change the game again.
So it'll be another restart of play, 50 metres out from Glenelg's goal. Tenace picked himself up off of the ground, the former Geelong player. So it's Cranston versus Lobey. Cranston takes front position. Knockdown comes towards Grimer Alex. He gets out a hand pass to Willoughby, who keeps it in play. Kick to the top of the square. Over the top is Kane. Terrific mark taken, Ben Kane. Made some space. Was loitering around the top of the square. Now a kick for a goal. 25 metres out. Almost directly in front.
Great work from Life Defen's very own Josh Willoughby there, guys.
Oh, wonderful spotting up was that he just put it to the top of the square, and as you said, Michael, Ben Kane was the man who got his hands on the football.
So Kane, he'll kick from virtually point blank. And that is through. So it's Glenelg's 10th, Kane's first. They move on to 10-7-67, leading West Adelaide 8-6-54. We're out to 13 points. It's 19 gone in the third term.
Yeah, and as we said, guys, suddenly the game changes again. Glenelg suddenly now are out to a 13-point lead. We're approaching time on in this third quarter. One more goal here to the Tigers, and they've almost restored what they had before. So West Adelaide, all that momentum that they had, they've probably got to go on with it here and get a couple more.
As Big Lobey gets up high, wins it down over Cranston, but it was Allen for the Bays who read it well to Tenace, who's kicked to 50. Just in there getting a hand on it was the Bloods player, but it's hit the ground running. Todd Grimer runs inside 50 and gets another one. His fourth for Todd Grimer. He is on fire. It's Alex Grimer, in fact, should I say. I had the right Grimer, I was just saying the wrong first name. Alex Grimer, 2 in the 3 in the second, and now 1 in the third gives him 4 for this contest. And he is a real live wire for this Glenelg team. And they go out to, would you believe, a 19-point lead. Time on third term, the Bays 11-7-78, West 8-6-54. That's 11-7-73, Dan Frangos.
Well, I'll tell you what, Glenelg have lost Brett Backwell in the off-season, but they've picked up another number 2 with the blonde streaks, and he's kicked 4 goals today.
So it's another restart in the centre of the ground. Glenelg looks like they'll clear. Ben Kane off to Cranston, who kicks it inside the forward 50, camped under it. Here's Bradley, but West Adelaide jump on top of the football. And it'll be another restart of play, 35 metres out from Glenelg's goal.
Just quickly on Alex Grimer, guys, he did do a pre-season with Centrals when he first came over to from Victoria, of course, on the Hawthorn rookie list. I can see why Centrals were pretty keen on him. He's an exciting prospect.
So Ezard, 2009 Magarey medalist, hand passes out to Bricknell, and West Adelaide look to clear from their defensive 50. Green takes the mark, and a short pass from that player hits Piasanti on the chest. So we're virtually on left half back for the Bloods on the members' side as Piasanti kicks it up towards the wing. Caruso comes back with a flight, and a good mark taken by Nat Caruso. So West Adelaide move it forward again. This time up towards half forward. Big leap from Pettigrew. Can't complete the mark. Ball's in dispute. West Adelaide trying to tunnel it forward. Bennett trying to work his way through the pack. He's been well tackled by Meyer. Looking very fit is Bennett after a strong pre-season for West Adelaide. So it's Button versus Lobey. Caruso, Fortunato trying to pick up the loose ball. Glenelg all of a sudden very desperate, but a free kick's been awarded against Meyer on that occasion. And West Adelaide will take the kick. This is Filkey from 55 metres out, launches one, but a bit ambitious with that kick. He's kicked it out on the full. So it's Glenelg 11-7-73. West Adelaide 8-6-54. 22 played in the third term.
And the Bays bring it back into play. Carr marks the Panozzo kick and then goes out to defensive 50 where Ruwald has made space for Glenelg. He chips back to the goal square where Panozzo is. 3 possessions, not covering too much distance. That's now at the marked by Rudolph underneath the scoreboard. 55 from his defensive goal for the Bays. He goes short to Kellogg, who's got a player on the lead in Kirkby on the outer side wing, who marks out in front of the fans. Chips short, looking for Todd Grimer. He picks it up after a fumble early. Handballs over the top to Murphy, 60 from goal. Ezard applies the brakes. Wonderful tackle, Ezard. Ball spills free. Todd Grimer picks up for the Bays. They have the numbers. And in fact, the umpire says you've run out of room there, Todd, out of bounds in front of that shed, which is the first aid room, as Phil Aspinall told us. 60 metres out from the southern end, the end that the Bays are kicking to. They hold an 18-point advantage as the ball spills free from the bounce down. Going in hard there, applying the tackle was Nat Caruso. He's been good for the Bloods. He holds up Murphy for the Bays, and there'll be another ball up. 60 out from the Bays goal. 22 and a half gone third term. Bays in front by 18 points after West came hard at them in this third quarter. Murphy was legs, and he'll get the free. It'll come back to him, 55 from goal. A real tryer, Byron Murphy. He just wouldn't give in on that occasion, and now he has the football for Glenelg. Probably a little bit outside his distance. More a running midfielder, halfback flanker type. He goes backwards, and he picks out Big Button, who was in the reserves last week, one of the best for the Bays. He finds himself in the senior team. He's played up forward, down back in the ruck. He's done it all today. He chips short to Meyer. He's about 70 from the Glenelg goal, a left half forward. 24 gone, third term. 3 goals the margin in favour of the Bloods. Meyer happy to just eat up the clock at the moment, the power listed player. He goes inside 50. What's he got on the lead? Coming through Ruwalt. Grimer was there as well. That was Todd. It was knocked away from him. Fisher gets the clearing kick for the Bloods. Bennett couldn't take the mark. Picked up by Bode for Glenelg. Here they can go again through Rudolph. Little ship kick finds Chris Kane. He's got the ball right half forward for the Bays.
Chip pass has been marked by Todd Grimer. Every player forward of the centre circle in Glenelg's half. The kick from Grimer comes inside the 50. It's been grubbing along the front of the Glenelg player in Kirkby, who's been awarded a free kick against Ezard. Looked as though he may have been shoved illegally.
Too high was the call from Colin Ralston, Michael.
Yes.
So Rory Kirkby has the kick. He was on a 45-degree angle, about 45 metres out. Kicking to the right of your radio dial already. Kirkby has kicked 3 goals, one behind this quarter as he comes in. Looks very neat off the boot. And it's through. So that's Kirkby's 4 and Glenelg's 12. They move on to 12-7, 79. West Adelaide 8-6-54. It's out to a 25-point margin. 25 and a half have gone in the third term.
Yeah, as we said earlier, West Adelaide, they got those 5 goals, but they really had to go on with it. They suddenly 1 goal to Glenelg, and the floodgates again have opened the other way. And well, we're 25 minutes into this last third quarter, and Glenelg lead by 25 points. They'd be pretty happy with that.
It's Button in the ruck, but it's Lobby who'll take it out of the air. Funny little grubber kick under pressure, didn't go far. Ben Kane got a handball out for the Bays. West Adelaide player and Filkey got involved, shoveled it out in the direction of Munn. He was well tackled, and there'll be a ball up there with the 2 14s. Munn for the Bloods and Allen for the Bays on the outer side wing here at the Richmond Oval. Is in the ruck, it's going to be Button and Lobby. Button won it down from behind, only as far as the Bloods' Nat Caruso, who kicks towards 50. Mills backing back, coming through. Willett's got a fist on it. Open the door for Fortunato Caruso, 55 from goal. Well spotted, young man. He lands it on the chest of Pettigrew, who's about 35 out, pretty much straight in front. He's kicked 3 today already, Big Michael Pettigrew, playing his 24th game for West Adelaide. And he's lining up for what will be goal number 4. 2 in the first, 1 in the third. So we're approaching the 27-minute mark of this third stanza. The Bays by 25 points, should I say. Important kick from Pettigrew. Steady, over the top of the ball. Good goal, Michael Pettigrew. That's his 4th, and that brings the margin back to 19 points. 27 gone, third term. Glenelg 12-7, 79. West 9-6, 60.
And arguably Pettigrew's finest SANFL game today. He's often played in defence at AFL level and for the Bloods as well. Today, as that lead-up centre-half forward, he's been the most dangerous West Adelaide player on the ground, and well, he's deserved his 4 goals.
And as we often see in the AFL, guys, a guy kicks a goal and comes off for a break. Pettigrew off, and big Travis Ronaldson down to full forward for the Bloods.
So it's back to a 19-point ball game. Button gets the tap down. Comes out to Schmidt for West Adelaide. He paddles it forward. And the siren sounds to mark the end of the third quarter. It's Glenelg 12-7, 79. West Adelaide 9-6, 60. 19-point ball game in favour of the Tigers.
That you go around the centre square area. Centre square area is for players and officials only. You need to stay out of the centre square area, and if you're coming from the far side of the ground, go around the centre square area. We also remind you that alcohol is strictly prohibited.
No, it's been interesting as we see the players getting back into position. The West Adelaide fans heading off in the likes of the crowd. The Bays, I felt, Daniel, they just seemed to steady when they had to in that third term. You mentioned the run of goals to West, and Glenelg did what good teams do.
Yeah, they certainly did, and as we spoke about, a bloke like Alex Grimer, who was stuck the whole year in the reserves last year, couldn't get into the league side, not even on the bench, couldn't even get in at all, and he's been one of the stars for Glenelg today with 4 goals.
Underway in the final term. Going to be Ronaldson in the ruck for the Bloods. He's up against Cranston for the Bays. It's the latter who wins it down. Coming through Allen in the blue boots for Glenelg. He's wrapped up. Taken into the turf by Nat Caruso. And the umpire will ball it up again. And Big Ronaldson, one glove on the right hand. Arms at his sides, pouring the ground. Wins it down in the ruck. Again, no clear winner out of in terms of reading the ruck play. Burst the determined one, picks up the footy. Handball's off to Fisher. Well, dummy there from Fisher for the Bloods. Goes inside 50, but on the lead. Rudolph, so solid. It's like nothing's changed in the last 2 years. Takes the mark. Willett's infringing on him after he took the mark, knocking the ball out of his hands. Silly stuff from Big Willett's. And a 25-metre penalty sees Rudolph to defensive 50. He chips to half-back where Meyer takes the mark.
So the pass over the top from Meyer goes to Murphy, who has some room, takes one bounce, kicks it up towards half-forward. Carr has a little bit of space, takes the kick. Inside the 50, jump over the top from Kirkby, fisted away from that player. Green for West Adelaide, picks up the loose ball. Grimer Todd dispossesses him. They paddle it forward to West Adelaide. This is Nat Caruso. Now out to Sylvester. Back to Nat Caruso. And off to Bricknell, who has a little bit of toe. Takes 2 bounces. Kicks inside the corridor. This is Fortunato Caruso. Inside the corridor. Chip kick is poor. And it'll be picked up by Panozzo. And Glenelg now will mount another forward thrust. Panozzo kicks inside the forward 50. Alex Grimer waiting all by himself. Takes the mark. Plays on. Tries to dodge around Piasanti. Forced to screw it around the body. Fisted away from the Glenelg player in Carr, from Ferguson, the captain, and now West Adelaide will clear. The hand pass comes over the top. He puts his teammate under pressure. Comes out to Carr, who screws it across his body, and the mark's been taken on this occasion by the glove one, Sylvester.
It's chipped short. Oh, it's not a good kick. As chipping in was Kirkby, and he takes the mark. He was looking out there for green for West Adelaide, but chipping in and taking the mark was Kirkby, a man who's kicked 4 goals today, as is. He's marked at 30 out, 45-degree angle, Rory Kirkby, and this is a huge kick if he can go and push the margin past 4 goals early in this 4th term. It's a big psychological blow for the Bloods. Kirkby just poked at that one, but he did it very nicely, right over the top of the goal umpire's hat. He gets his 5th goal for the day, Rory Kirkby. And Glenelg, they march on there, 13-7-85, West 9-6-63 gone final term. Dan Frangos.
Yeah, as you said, John, that was a huge goal in the context of this game. If West Adelaide had got the first goal this quarter, well, it was game on again. But suddenly, I reckon that's just taken the sting out of the crowd here as well. They're up now by 25 points, the Tigers, and, well, they look winners.
Phil, an update from the other SANFL grounds.
Quickly from Woodville Oval, we have the Eagles at 3-quarter time. It was 10-13-73 to Port, 10-8-68. I'll get the other grounds shortly.
So Tanay soccers it forward for Glenelg. Willoughby's the first man onto the football, off to Ruwalt by way of hand. Now a hand pass further afield to Tanais, who screws it inside the forward 50. Kirkby again, fisted away from him on this occasion by Ferguson, who wins out and finds the boundary line. So it'll be another throw-in. It's Glenelg by 25 points. 3.5 minutes being played in the last term as Ronaldson and Todd Grimer will do battle in the rucks. Grimer takes front position, fists it forward. West Adelaide get the hand pass through Fisher. Now it moves further afield. Comes out to Caruso. He soccers it along the ground. Good play by Ezard to mop up the football and kick it across to Fortunato Caruso. Fisted away from him. He gathers up the loose ball, gives it back to his brother Nat, who takes a bounce. Terrific tackle from behind by Cranston. Sensational commitment, and he's forced a turnover. So Glenelg, they'll move forward again. This time it's Panozzo. He kicks it up towards Tanais, 55 out, short kick inside the 50. And Grimer's taken the mark out on the lead. What did you think of that, Dan?
Doesn't waste too many, does he, Kane Tanais from Geelong. He just gets the job done. He's a no-frills footballer, but every possession he has almost turns to gold for Glenelg because he's just delivering it on the chest every time.
So Grimer now from 40 metres out, slide angle, he mongrels the kick inside. The big white stick, saying that's his 5th goal for the afternoon. Glenelg move on now to 14-7-91. West Adelaide 9-6-60. They extend their lead. They're winning by 31 points. 5 minutes being played in the last term.
Alex Grimer, guys, certainly being a handy forward option for Mark Micken and the Bays. 5 goals in only his 2nd game, so a magnificent effort. Just quickly as well, we have some other scores from Prospect Oval. Bit of a close one at 3-quarter time. I'm sure no doubt the last quarter's underway, but at 3-quarter time it was North 10-5-65, leading the Double Blues a little inaccurate, 9-10-64, so a 1-point margin. North have the breeze in the last quarter.
Well, sloppy play by Glenelg at the bounce. An infringement in the centre square means the West Ruckman Ronaldson will take the free. A big, long roost from the centre of the ground inside 50. About 30 from goal it went, but it was marked by Adlington for the Bays. His kick on the bounce found Willoughby out of side half-back flank. Handball's off to Bode, who can load up and kick long to 50. Great mark taken for the Bays. Sylvester did everything he could on that occasion, but in the end, Todd Grimer too strong for Sylvester, and he'll go back 45 out. He chips short to the lead of his brother Alex, knocked away from him. care there for West Adelaide. Got it away to Davies. His kicker over the head there of Piacente. Ball tight on the line. And in the end, Murphy happy to see it out for the Bays. Forward 50-yard for Glenelg. Left half forward on this grandstand side, this western side of the ground. It's the Bays by 31 points. 6.5 gone fourth term. It's from behind. Cranston won it down. Murphy grabbed it. He was grabbed by Smith, who then flung him to the ground rather indignantly. And there'll be a ball up. Young Toby Medlin, the umpire, will throw it up. Umpiring's been good today. And Cranston knocks it down to Allen. This could be a big goal for Glenelg. It'll be a huge goal. But Allen kicks what could almost be the sealer for the Bays. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. He's first at the 7-minute mark of the fourth term. And the Bays go to 15-7, 97. West 9-6, 60. Still a lot of footy to play, Danny Frangos, but the way the Bays are playing, it'll be hard for West from here.
Yeah, still a lot of footy to be played, but I think Glenelg would be pretty happy with this one. 37 points up. We're at the 8-minute mark of the last quarter. They're almost home. I'd say they are home. And, gee, it's been the Grimer show today. And Phil Espinal, I wonder who Nathan Grimer barracks for these days, the Central District Premiership player.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting call, especially if he was to come back to the SANFL. I wonder where he'd go and play.
Very interesting.
So Glenelg again through Meyer. Turns it on the non-preferred side, looking for Kane. He can't complete the mark. Bicknell, good play. Been met heavily by Bode, who's down for the count. We'll give you an update on that shortly. Hand pass comes to Kane, centre wing for Glenelg. As he moves around Pettigrew, kicks inside the forward 50, back up from the back is Bode, can't complete the mark. Davies takes the crumb. West Adelaide, kick it up towards centre half back. Cranston all by himself takes an easy mark for the Tigers. Hand pass to Panozzo, who tries to dodge around Caruso. Been brought to ground and holding the ball, says the umpire, as Caruso tries to play on. Looked as though he was legged. Yes, he was. The advantage is being paid with Schmidt's waiting for the football. On the outer side, takes one down for West Adelaide. Now another. Third, as he moves up towards half forward. Kicks it up to the top of the square. Willits fisted away from that player. Meyer over the top to Carr, and he turns onto his trusty left boot, where Bradley's waiting all by himself.
Bradley dropped what he should have taken, but the young man has time to recover and chip short to this grandstand side wing, where the mark's taken by Chris Kane. Matt Bode went from the field. He looked okay, he was up and with the trainers, but probably just going to have a check on how he is after that heavy knock, as Meyer took the mark from the Kane kick at left half back. They went backwards to Bays. They do so again to Rudolph in defence of 50. Now they move it forward, and Carr has marked it right half back, outer side of the ground. He chips back to Rudolph. The Bays by 37 points. Rudolph with the footy at centre half back, chips into the middle of the ground where Adlington has the ball for the Bays. 9 gone final term. And the Bays happy to just short pass it around as it's with Panozzo. Left half back, he chips towards the grandstand wing, and chipping in for a touch is Willoughby, who goes short back into the middle of the ground. Bradley will pick it up. These are junk stats, as they say in the AFL. Bradley gives off to Panozzo, has a bounce, runs through the middle of City Master, launches inside 50. Grimer, that was Todd, was up very high, couldn't take the mark. The ball at the back of the pack, Kerr dives on it, bounces free. Handball came to Mills, his kick was smothered. Players dive in on the loose footy. Comes to Ferguson, to Fisher, underground handball, got Ezard there in the left back pocket. Northern end of the ground, he takes it and comes out towards half back, where the mark is dropped by Caruso under pressure. That was Fortunato Caruso. The Bays now have a chance through Bradley to go inside 50. His chip kick's good, and the mark is taken by the full-back for the Bays, Wade Mills. Chipping in 40 out straight in front, and the defender down, Frankos. He wants to get in on the goal-scoring action.
Well, he certainly does, and I guess as Michael Philippou pointed out earlier, West Adelaide are certainly flooding the Glenelg forward line, and well, all the Glenelg players are up there as well. So the fullback, well, he's got a chance to kick a rare goal in SANFL football.
10.5 gone final term. 23rd game, he's kicked 2 goals for the Bays. Wade Mills, high up and under kick. It's away to the right. 1 behind. Glenelg go to 15-8, that's 98. 38 points they lead the Bloods, 9-6-60. We have gone 11 minutes in the final term. Thanks to station sponsor, Home Loans Plus. You're with Michael Philippou.
So Sylvester kicks it to himself and plays on. Grimer goes to that player. It's a long kick from Sylvester towards half-back. Oh! Huge leap over the top from Meyer. completes the mark and moves it on quickly to Grimer Alex. His kick's been smothered off the boot. Todd Grimer waits for it underneath. West Adelaide forcing the ball forward towards the boundary line. And that was good defensive play there by Kerr to force the throw in. So 15 metres out from Glenelg's goal. The umpire will bring the ball back into play. It's Glenelg by 38 points. Deep into their forward line as Grimer fists it forward. Comes out to Kerr. Gets out a hand pass to Sylvester in the defensive 50 for West Adelaide, and a good pass over the top to Davies, who moves it on quickly to Kerr. He dodges around to Nace. Gets out a hand pass to Bricknell. Now to Schmidt. So we're in the centre square. Schmidt's kick comes towards half forward. Willits has some meterage on Mills. He lumbers after the football. Turns it around on the left boot, looking for Bennett, and a good mark taken. Or a free kick. Ryan Bennett worked his way to the front of the contest, and he's taken the mark 20 metres out, directly in front of West Adelaide's goal. It'll be their first goal for the quarter if he can kick it. Glenelg have kicked 6 of the last 7. As Bennett will line up directly in front. He's kicking to the southern end. No breeze to speak of whatsoever. Terrific conditions. It's a low kick. And he's punched it through. So we hear a clap now from the West Adelaide supporters. They've been silenced for some time in this game. That's Bennett's second. West Adelaide's 10th. They move on to 10-6-66. Trailing Glenelg 15-8-98. 13 minutes have been played in the final quarter.
You're at 107.9 Life FM, Adelaide's home of football.
Thinking about buying an investment property? Maybe you're not sure where to start, or maybe you're worried about the interest rates going up. Get all your property investment loan questions answered straight away. Talk to our friendly team at Home Loans Plus. Our lending managers have years of experience and are more than happy to help. So if you're thinking about property investment, give us a call today. Station sponsor.
8410 877 get a loan, no fuss. 8410 877 Home Loans Plus.
As the Bloods go into attack again with Fisher, he chips to half forward. The mark is dropped by Harding. He's had a dirty day. He picks it up though, outer side wing, left half forward. Nosen was holding the ball. Good pressure by Adlington. Got the handball out in the end. And despite his best efforts, Munn couldn't get a free hand to get a handball out himself, and the ball will be thrown in outer side wing. We've gone 14 in this final term, should I say. It's Glenelg 15-8-98, West 10-6-66. This final margin over in Melbourne, Phil Aspinall.
Quick final score, Collingwood by a point, 12-14-86 to Melbourne 12-13-85. So the Magpies just got up in a close one.
Just indeed. As the kick forward for West from Lobby is very nicely marked by Bennett. He's kicked 2 today, kicked the goal about a minute ago. He's got it forward 50, is where he took the mark. He's now standing inside the centre square. And he'll kick from probably about 55 out. And he is a long thumping kick, the boy from the Riverland. We know that. And this is no exception. This is a wonderful kick from Bennett, going to lob right on the goal line and rush through for a behind. So the Bloods 10-7-67, 31 points they trail the Bays, 15-8-98, 14 and a half gone, final term.
So Glenelg mounts something again. This time Murphy takes a bounce at left half back for the Tigers. Hand pass goes towards Bode. He moves it on forward, looking for Kirkby. One-hander on that occasion, jumped early, but was able to snaffle it as he moves it inside the forward 50. Grimer, Alex from behind, can't complete the mark. Carr gets out a hand pass to Todd. And a free kick's been awarded and found out.
Gee, he looks
in
hurt.
that last marking contest. He was interfered with. Did you see that, Dan?
It looked like he was taken high, but gee, he looks hurt, Alex Grimer here. And
a couple of players down for both sides, guys. I've also got Scott Bricknell at the back of the pack there in the hands of the trainers. And yeah, I think Alex might have just landed on his back a little bit, so he's probably a bit winded.
Yep.
As is Scott Bricknell for the Bloods.
Might just be winded, I think, which is good news for the Tigers because he is going to take his kick.
He'll be reluctant to give this football up. He's already kicked 5 goals. Alex Grimer in a scintillating touch today. He'll kick from about 35 metres out on a slight angle as he comes in. It's swinging late, but not enough. He started out to the left, and that's a behind. So Glenelg move on to to 15-9.99. West Adelaide 10-7-67, 16 gone in the final term.
I'll tell you what, if they had Dream Team in the SANFL, Alex Grimer would be a certainty to have on your side. Not playing a league game, he'd be one of the cheapest picks to pick up, and he'd get you a lot of points.
And you can bet, Daniel, that someone like the insider, Chris Kendall, would probably have him in his dream team, smuggled away somewhere. As the short pass in for the Bloods, marked by Nat Caruso, right back pocket, southern end of the ground. He kicks to half-back, Kirkby, though, for the Bays. He's kicked 5 goals as well today and been wonderful. He chips to 50, where Murphy has kicked a goal as well. Can run, can load up and kick to the goal square. Fly from the side from Todd Grimer, fisted down. Bricknell on the behind line, gets the handball out. Nat Caruso was good. Green now for the Bloods. Handballs towards Ezard, knocked away from him. Piacente, the veteran, dispossessed. Ezard, one of the reigning Magarey medalists, picks up the footy. There'll be a bounce at the 50 arc for the Bays.
Quick update from Prospect, a bit of a close one down there as well. North Adelaide 12-5-77, leading the Sturt side 10-10-70. Nick Gill's kicked 5 for the Roosters, and I'll give you an update from Woodville shortly.
As Lobe from behind wins it down the ruck for the Bloods. They can't pick it up. Green does so now for West. He's tried to barge through. Carr wrapped him up, and there'll be a further bounce just inside the forward 50 arc for Glenelg. They look safe as we're approaching time on in this last term. Lobe wins it down for the Bloods. Bricknell good. Good mover in heavy traffic. That was what Alan Jeans used to say about Gary Ayres. Bricknell was that on that occasion. He got it to Fortunato Caruso. His kick to the wing. Fisted away out of bounds, but a player was infringed on in that pack, which fisted the ball to the line. That was Rudolph, and he'll take the free for the Bays. Michael Philippo right in front of the players' race.
So we're on centre wing. Short pass comes up towards Kane Ben. He's taken the mark. Left half forward for the Tigers. Waits for something to present because all the West Adelaide players are past the centre circle as Willoughby kicks it across to Kellogg, who gets out a hand pass now to Panozzo, runs inside 50, short pass towards Ruwalt's been fisted away from that player. Nat Caruso gets out a hand pass to Ezard, now comes back inside the corridor. Piacente further afield now towards centre half back as West Adelaide try and work it out. Bricknell offers up the hand pass to Lobe, and they kick it up towards right half forward to West Adelaide, and Bennett out in front drops what he should have taken. Bode for Glenelg works it out by way of hand to Rudolph, and Glenelg again very composed, but on that occasion poor kick, but they turn it over. Pettigrew gets out a hand pass now to Bennett, who runs inside the forward 50, has a shot from 45 and kicks his third. That's West Adelaide's 11. They move on to 11-7-73. Glenelg 15-9-99. It's a 26-point margin. 19 gone in the last quarter.
Just a quick update, guys, now from Prospect. North Adelaide got another goal, skipping away 13-6-84 to Sturt 10-10-70. A goal to Stewart there, and at Woodville have a bit of a close one. The Eagles have Port, just kicked the last goal. The Eagles 14-13-97, leading Port 12-8-80. 17 points the margin in favour of the Eagles. About 15 or 16 minutes gone in the last term, and Phil Hurden advises us we have a crowd of over 3,100 at Woodville there.
Good to see as the Bloods try to break from the middle. Piacente was tackled, ended up with Ben Kane. He was also dispossessed, and Lobe it was kicking forward for West Adelaide. The fist down though from the Bays defence. Bode back on the ground. Good to see after his heavy knock. Took it, was tackled, and there'll be a ball up between the centre circle and centre half forward for West, who are kicking to the southern end in this last term. Carr at the bottom of the pack for Glenelg. Lobe's kick was unintentionally smothered there by Big Button, and the umpire's pulled out a free kick. It's going the way of West Adelaide. It's going to be Fortunato Caruso. Centre half forward for West. The little man pumps long. Button running back. Almost took the mark. The big man fell down to Burse, and Burse has just missed to the right-hand side. The unlikely Crummer on that occasion nearly snared a goal for the Bloods. Through for a behind. West Adelaide, they go to 11-8-74. Glenelg 15-9-99. We're 32 seconds into time on in the final term.
So Glenelg have it. Panozzo's kick has been well marked by Kellogg on the outer side. In the defensive 50, elects to come towards centre wing, where Todd Grimer's run right down and offered up a lead. But Carr runs onto the loose ball for the Tigers. Kicks inside the forward 50. Alex out on the lead. Grimer that was, but the mark's been taken by Ferguson, who switches the play for West Adelaide. Schmidt waiting all by himself, kicks it up towards centre wing. Caruso, Nat this is, has some room, elects to chip it up and under to his brother, who's a much smaller player than Button. And of course Button takes the easy mark for the Tigers. The hand pass comes out now to Kellogg, to Meyer, over the top to Button, who's inside the corridor for Glenelg. Hand pass, further afield now to Kane, off to Murphy. So the Tigers fiddling around with the football, still in the centre of the ground on the centre wing, as Allen moves it forward to Kane, back to Allen. He's been tackled, brought to ground by Ronaldson, but too high, says the umpire. So Ty Allen for the Bays switches the play. Mills takes the mark. Now he kicks it inside the forward 50. Grimer out on the lead. Alex fisted away from that player by Bricknell. So it's a loose ball. 50 out from Glenelg's, West Adelaide's goal. It's Glenelg's goal, rather. It'll be another restart of play. It's Glenelg by 25 points. 22 minutes have been played in the final quarter.
As the ball up, 55 from goal, one down by Ronaldson for West Adelaide as far as his teammate Green, who's kick along the wing, nearly trapped by Piacente out there. Good pressure applied on him though by Big Mills, and the ball goes out of bounds, and there'll be a throw-in on that outer side wing here at Richmond Oval with the Bays 25 points in front, 22 and a half gone final term. Ronaldson against Button. Ronaldson won it down. Davies for the Bloods, kick was smothered. Harding going in hard. Ball comes out the way of Ty Allen though. Good work of the handball by Glenelg. It comes out to Panozzo, who can put them to 60 from goal. And the mark is taken by Willoughby for Glenelg. Handballs to Chris Kane, 60 out, loads up, 30 from goal with a couple of players there. Todd Grimer's one, couldn't take the mark. Coming through to pick up the crumbs, Ben Kane under pressure from Davies. Ben Kane grabs it. Good work though getting in there and lending some support was Big Bennett. He handballs to Smith, right half back. Smith can go for a run down this grandstand side wing. He's had a bounce. He'll have another. He's in front of the players race. He wants to get the handball over the top. He does so now to Caruso. That's Fortunato Caruso. His hurried kick to 50. Bouncing ball picked up there by Bennett. He swings around, kicks inside 50. Filkey! Good mark from behind for West Adelaide. Dan Frangos here had to fly high, had to go from behind, but he did it very well, the young blood.
Yeah, good to see the Bloods fighting this one out. They in previous seasons, they probably would have perhaps dropped their heads and probably lost a game like this by 10 goals. But today they've fought it out. They were probably never going to win it once Glenelg got those early goals in the last quarter. But, gee, I think Andy Collins will be happy that they didn't throw in the towel.
Filkey's kick for goal. It's a wobbly old shot, but it doesn't matter because it's gone between the two big white sticks. And that's all he has to do. His first goal for the afternoon. 24 minutes have gone in this fourth term. West, as Daniel Frangos said, fighting this game out there. 12-8-80, Glenelg 15-9-99.
Yeah, guys, we have a bit of an update from Woodville Oval. Scores getting close, but then the Eagles kicked a quick reply goal to the Port Magpies. 20 minutes gone in the last term. It's the Eagles by 17 points. 15-13-103 to Port. 13-8-86. And at Prospect, it's still the North home side by 14 points.
So we're back in the middle of the ground here at City Mazda. West Adelaide kicked the last goal. In fact, they've kicked the last three. As Glenelg now try to surge forward through Tenace. The hand pass comes over the top. Oh, it's a throw.
Wasn't ever.
In fact,
did you forget what game he was playing?
Has ordered a free kick to Tenace. The advantage had been played, and Willoughby threw the ball back to him. The umpires allowed it to come back to that player. Now the short pass goes towards Ruwalt, so he's about 60 to 70 metres out from Glenelg's goal. Short pass comes over the top to Chris Kane, the acting captain today in Mules' absence. He'll kick from about 55, elects to go to the top of the square. Kirkby out on the lead. Terrific mark taken, Rory Kirkby. In a dominating display today, he's already kicked 5 goals. That was a very strong contested mark from about 35 metres out. He'll kick from 40, the man on the mark, slight angle. Kirkby, very deliberate kicking style. And this is no exception. That's his 6th. That extends Glenelg's lead back out to 25 points. They're 16-9-105. West Adelaide 12-8-80. 26 minutes are being played in the final quarter.
Gee, I reckon this is clearly Kirkby's finest SANFL game today. He's kicked 6 goals. It'd have to be his best performance. In his 80 previous games, he'd kicked 102 goals altogether. But, gee, just those twin towers with Todd Grimer up there. And then you get a guy like Alex Grimer who can just slip under the guard. Matty Bode can rest up there and kick a few. It's a pretty underrated forward line.
It's a pretty underrated team, I feel, the Bays. I mean, we've all sort of felt has their window closed. It's only early days, I know, but 76 points over Norwood last week. They'll win today here. And look, you don't rule them out. You don't forget about Centrals and Sturts and all those other sides, but the Bays, they've still got a lot of talent. As secondary bounce in the middle, one down by Cranston, coming through Chris Kane, who picks up, handballs off in the direction of Carr, who's been good for the Bays. His bouncing kick lands in the arms of Alex Grimer, who wheels around to Willoughby underneath the scoreboard, which shows 26 and a half gone. And a 25-point lead to the Bays. His kick is a great one, Willoughby. But Todd Grimer, I thought he did all right in the contest, but the umpire said no, you infringed. And the free kick will come back and go to the Bloods. And they have it deep in defence to West Adelaide. They chip short to Green. That was Bennett, I think, who had the short kick on there towards Green. Top of the goal square for West Adelaide. He goes to Dave. He's over his head. Allen held, but he didn't have the football, surely. Advantage paid. Ruwalt kicks a behind. Well, maybe they should have held on, but I guess when you pick the ball up 20 out and you got the goals in front of you, you want to have a shot. Another behind to Glenelg. They go to 16-10-106. West 12-8-80. 26 minutes have gone. 27 and a half minutes have gone, pardon me. It's 26 points the difference.
So Bricknell's kick goes to Piacenti. Turns on the left boot and a good pass out to Ferguson. On left half back for the Bloods. We're on the outer side as Ferguson surges forward. So the siren sounds to mark the end of the game here between West Adelaide and Glenelg. It was the Bays that reigned supreme. 16-10-106. Defeated West Adelaide 12-8-80 here at City Mazda Stadium.
And a wonderful game too, it really was. We'll run through the goal scores. We'll get some thoughts from Dan Frangos. Some quick chat from him. 6 goals from Rory Kirkby for the Bays. 5 to Alex Green.